This episode of the Opie Radio podcast, sponsored by
Razor rollerboard scooter. These damn things are all over Manhattan. It's the hottest product this summer. You probably have seen them by now.
Get the hell out of here with that thing now! Christ!
Wait, Chuck catches from past, I'm going to kick him right in the
He's
scalp.
bringing back a memory. If that every neighborhood
This
had
is
the
my
kid.
dad.
Yeah, with Dad raking, he like,
If you want to drive your dogs a complete insanity, go to Razor.
I can't laugh
Knock it off! Get inside! Get inside! If you come down here with that goddamn scooter one more time, I'm calling the cops! Get inside! Get inside! God damn it, he's gonna get my goddamn...
God damn, he's gonna give him a goddamn heart attack! Call the cops, Henry! Call the cops! I'm calling the cops, you son of a bitch! All right, calm down, Chester. Calm down.
All right, B, stop it! Stop it! Stop it! Stop it! Sit! Stop it!
The choke collar. They got it by the choke chain. I can't even do it.
Jesus Christ! Knock it off! He's gonna die! Call the goddamn police now!
What the hell is going on?
The goddamn animal from across the way, his mother don't give two craps because she's never around. He's got that brand new scooter for Christ's sake. Knock it off! Knock it off!
Yeah, mother effer.
What's up, Breuer? How are you, man?
I'm doing good.
I want to ask you right off the bat, who's cutting your hair?
I have an underground mole that I go to visit to have my hair cut.
You're taking the chance of getting the
Of death.
Of death? Just
Give me liberty or give me death.
and that's what you're going.
I'm going with liberty.
Yeah.
So any governor, whatever, that says otherwise can get on all fours and stick their nostrils right in my rear end.
You're braver than me, man. You are braver
Why?
than me.
What are you afraid of, Opie? What are you afraid of?
Well, as you know, we're a bit on the older side now. We've been around a while, and so we're not young like we used to be. I think if I was 25 years younger, I would be one of these younger people out there rocking and rolling without the face mask and without the gloves, saying fuck that social distancing, and I would just be going about my life. But I don't know, a little older, younger kids.
So you're scared of dying of a virus, is what you're saying?
Yeah, I'm buying into the fear a little bit, which I'm embarrassed by because I was never this guy.
How did that come about? Where do you get your sources that put you in such fear?
Oh, that is a great question. Dr. Fauci.
Let me ask you this.
Yes.
When's the last time Dr. Fauci has worked on a patient?
I have no idea.
Have you even looked into that?
No, I have not.
How much does Dr. Fauci have to gain money-wise if he gets his way?
I'm assuming he gains a lot if he's part of the solution, right?
Mm-hmm. Always follow the money trail, bro. That's since the beginning of time. Follow the money trail, and you see all the unmasking always comes up, and then you take off the mask and you see a reptilian eye and tongue come out going.
You're right. All right. So, from a scale of 1 to 10, how scared are you of the coronavirus?
0.
You're at a 0.
0.
Damn. Now, look, I believe in the culture of fear. I believe that the media exaggerates things.
Exaggerates?
I believe politicians know how to spin this stuff for their advantage. So I always fall short of what the media and what the politicians tell me, but I still think there's enough there where I'm a bit scared.
Well, that's fine. You could live that way.
Okay.
And I will never. I'm not going to try to debate you out of it.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, I felt like if you've known me long enough, I've discussed many topics where people say, "Oh, that's a conspiracy."
Yeah.
Well, you know what? The conspiracies are now coming true. And you can't keep saying conspiracy.
Yeah.
Truth is now prevailing more and more and more and more. And the more you see the exposure of agendas and hate and division, you got to remember, we've been programmed from the beginning of time. And I say this all the time.
Yeah.
A child sitting in a classroom for 8 hours, then come home you're sitting there working for 8-9 hours, and you come home. What do? You dumb yourself and you watch the news and the greatest, the Tiger Show and this and that. And we make ourselves dumber and dumber and dumber. So what we do, I don't even like saying that because people get pissed. Like, nobody uses their natural abilities. No one trusts their natural instincts.
Right.
What does your instinct honestly say about this? Be honest, and have you even taken the time to sit and meditate, be quiet, take a walk, no phone? Your instinct.
My instinct says that I probably will not get it. My family will not get it. I'm all about cognitive thinking. I think that's what you're getting at. But how dare you go after the Tiger King, the Tiger Show? How dare you, Mr. Breuer?
I don't even know what it is. I think it was brilliant. Whatever would happen, I think it was brilliant timing to keep people even more looking the other way.
Well, the timing of the Tiger King coming out on Netflix, yeah, that is certainly suspicious. But you got to admit, Carol Baskin killed her husband and fed him to the tigers, right?
You know what I just heard, Ope? And I'm going to piss off your Asian community. Ching cha mao tong bing dong bong gao. Ching tong bong ga. Here, I'll piss off your German society. I'll piss off your Italian community. That's all I just heard.
That's funny. I mean, you've helped me think differently over the years. But with that said, I try to think for myself. I'm not one of these people that, tunes into the Fox News channel or MSNBC and CNN, and then as soon as
I know what you watch. I hear the way you talk. I can tell the way you talk what you watch.
What do I watch? Go ahead.
Finish what you're saying.
I'm not one of these people that does that, and then as soon as the TV goes off, I find the first person I can and just recite exactly what I just watched on TV. I try to decipher my info.
Let me ask you this.
Yeah.
If you had to trust one channel of news outlets, which one would you pick?
Wow. Man.
And why?
I don't really trust. I don't trust any of them.
Which one do you watch the most?
Probably CNN.
Oh no!
Which is the one they call fake news.
Oh no!
Well, because
Opie, you poor child.
No, because I feel like MSNBC is way too far over there, and the Fox News Channel is way too far over there. So, I don't know.
CNN.
Yes.
Is so, they're almost silly. Almost, I would put them on borderline of comedy rather than real information. Yeah. I really would. For my own experiment, tried watching them.
Yeah.
And it was comical. And I'll show you the genius of what they do.
Okay.
First of all they talk about is pandemic. And hate this one, hate this one, hate this one, hate this one.
Yeah.
That is mind control.
Yeah.
Mind control, whether you believe it or not. Second of all, I saw a figure they had one day on the bottom that said 3 million deaths by coronavirus. But to the left of the person in the all different charts, it said 25,000 worldwide deaths. So they clearly not only purposely made that mistake, but they put it in big, bold headline.
Right.
And then you'll see the apology at 3 a.m. That's not a mistake. That is criminal. If I were to control my neighbors into pure panic and pure fear to the point where they act on their emotions and lash out, am I the one responsible for that? Because that's what Charles Manson did. He didn't do anything physical.
Yeah,
he mentally controlled.
Yes.
So if you take a news channel and you purposely, ABC has been caught multiple times staging events.
Yes.
So why are they not held accountable for breaking the law? Because when you break the law of the mind, you are controlling souls, innocent human beings that put their life and trust into you. You can try to tap dance all you want, go, it's entertainment, take it for your value. You are full of nitrogenous waste.
Right.
Netflix knows exactly when you pause, when you fast forward, how many times you watch a program. What they know every single data that exists about you, what you watch, how you watch it, how many times you watch it. So when you have that control over humanity, you put fear and hate into innocent lives. What you cause is a true crime on humanity. It's disturbing and it's disgusting. And if you really want the truth of the matter, I think they all should be on trial. Every single one of them.
All right. At least you said that, and I completely agree with you. I read a book a long time ago called The Culture of Fear and how the media controls the populace because they want you watching longer because then they get higher rates for their advertising and it makes a lot of people rich. When did you think the news turned so dramatic where they hide behind the fact that, no, man, this is just entertainment? Did we ever have pure news, you think, in our lifetime, Jim Breuer?
And, I've thought about this a lot. I thought about my childhood and how I grew up and how I thought about certain ethnic groups and why I thought that way.
Yeah.
And I'm going to have to honestly say, I don't think so.
I'm with
because
you.
Because like if you take organized religion.
Yeah.
What better way to control societies and minds and people's emotions than to say you're the news? It's like saying I represent God.
Yeah.
You instantly trust me.
Yeah.
I'm a Muslim. I'm a this. I'm a that. Now you instantly blindly follow them rather than just really listening to what they're talking about, what kind of message they're really giving you. So the news is no different. The news will go, here's what's the latest, and here's here's the latest crisis. They use words, and they use powerful mind control words for a long time. I mean, if you go back to what was it, Orwell? Who's
The War of the Worlds?
Yes, when people started jumping out of their buildings thinking the aliens were coming.
That was George Orwell.
Okay. I think, and I don't know this for a fact.
No, that was Orson Welles. Oh my God! Now you're
Orson. Yes, Orson Welles.
Sorry,
yes.
I'm confusing now with my favorite book of all time, which is 1984.
Yes, thank you, Judas Priest. Anyway, so what he did was he went on the radio and mocked, aliens coming, and people started killing themselves.
Yes.
Now you can't tell me that you knew right there the power of mind control. And how many people are linked in. The minute they realize they can get in your home through communication, telecommunication, they can get in your living room. I mean, they tell you when the radio came out, everyone would gather around and you would basically be entertained, but you also trust everything coming from there.
Yes.
Because we just blindly trust.
Yes, we do.
Blindly trust. Whether and the sad part is, no matter how educated you are, and how, if I hear one more person go, I'm smart, and whatever school that you've been educated, that doesn't mean you have common sense.
Of course,
common sense comes from a deeper realm of reality. It comes from a consciousness. If you're not dipped into that, if you're not dipped into a deeper consciousness of our existence, you are always vulnerable to fall victim of mind control, whether you think you are or not. And that's the part that always gets me, where people want to debate and they're like, well, I'm a bit. Don't give me your stats. Don't give me your plaques.
Yeah.
That means nothing when it comes to common sense and consciousness.
So let me ask you this. Why do so many people buy into this? Why isn't there a lot more people that can do more of that cognitive thinking, go to a deeper place within themselves, look into some spirituality, and make better decisions for themselves and their families? What went wrong in our society that we all just go on Facebook and, these are the talking points for being a conservative, and then you spend your entire day just spewing this bullshit that you literally read on Facebook, and you don't have any real connection to it?
Because humans, since the beginning of time, we are villagers.
Yeah.
We're supposed to look after each other. We talk, we gather and talk and agree with one another. And we try to figure things out together.
Right.
Now, if you want to control that through imperialism and whatever this society is, who the hell knows what this is? It's slavery. I've been telling you that for years. There's all different levels of slavery. And I don't want to say slavery is slavery and all of a sudden, a certain group goes, oh, you can't say slavery. Yeah, I can. Slavery has been from the beginning of time.
And it's been many, many groups.
Every group has been enslaved.
Of course.
And we're not going to say it's right. No.
Yeah.
And now, what better way to enslave minds? Because the mind is the most powerful thing. So where do I think it went wrong? Probably long, long before we existed. Long before we existed.
Yeah.
And the more communication that was starting to put out there, the easier it became to control everyone. Yeah. It's easy. Your mind is infiltrated from the moment you wake up.
Okay, we'll get back to Jim Breuer in a second, but I got to talk about Omax Cryo Freeze. Go to omaxhealth.com, enter the code OPIE, OPIE, to get 20% off and everything else site-wide. We're talking about chronic pain. We all know it's the worst. It can affect your whole life. And many of you probably have some type of pain that has prevented you from relaxing and sleeping or stopped you from exercising. Enter Omax Health. If you're looking to get rid of nagging muscle and joint pain immediately while providing long-lasting recovery, then you need to try the natural breakthrough pain relief solution, CryoFreeze CBD Roll-On, developed by Omax Health. Non-prescription, triple-action pain relief roll-on. It's specially formulated to block pain receptors, reduce inflammation, and improve muscle and joint flexibility. Best part, 100% natural. CBD-powered remedy works its magic within 10 minutes of application, and relief lasts up to 8 hours, much longer than over-the-counter products. I love it, and I'm using it a lot because I'm doing a lot of working out at home, doing the DDP yoga, and I put the Cryo Freeze right on after the workouts. Also doing a lot of that fishing, and I put some Cryo Freeze on after I'm done fishing all day long. And then I actually put it on after I take a shower, before I go to bed. And man, I feel the relief. I really, really like the Cryo Freeze. And they're offering you 20% off if you want to try it for yourself. Cryo Freeze CBD Pain Relief Roll-On plus free shipping. Discount also applies towards any product site-wide. Just go to omaxhealth.com. Enter the code OPIE, O-P-I-E. I'm telling you, this product is the real deal. So go to omaxhealth.com. Enter the code OPIE, O-P-I-E, to get 20% off and everything else site-wide. Now back to Jim Breuer.
I'm going to ask everyone this. When do you feel most at peace?
First thing in the morning.
Okay.
First thing in the morning, because I have a clear head. I haven't been influenced by anything. I haven't turned on any social media or the TV.
You know where else you feel it? When you're taking a walk with no phone, when you're walking in the woods, when you're on the beach, when you're in the mountains, when you are nature.
Yeah.
Nature, you're and you have no phone, nothing. That is when you actually can feel your existence.
Yes. Oh, we're on the same page. You didn't let me finish. It's when I wake up, and then the next thing I do, as soon as I get the sleepies out of my eyes, I take off for a walk. I'm living at the beach these days, so it's a long walk right next to the ocean. There's nothing in my ears unless I'm listening to Oprah Winfrey and doing a little Super Soul Sunday to work on my spirituality. But if I'm not doing that, and most times I'm not, I'm just taking that long walk, and I'm with nature and myself.
And I would be careful of who you allow to guide you in your spirituality. I'll just say that.
Oh, no, she just turns me on to many different people because she has spiritual talks with priests, old nuns, rabbis, spiritual leaders.
So, I don't follow her, so I don't.
Oh, I'm talking, she'll talk to Eckhart Tolle and people like that. So,
Right.
It's a little of everything. And then I'll branch off. I'm like, I like what Eckhart Tolle is saying, the power of now and the new earth. And so then I'll dig deep into those type of books. Or she turned me on to Joseph Campbell, and I started.
Who's that?
He's a guy that just studied religions his entire
life.
And
what did he
culture.
Get out of it?
There's a lot of similarities between a lot of these religions, even though we have this tribalism where we have to tell everyone, no, man, my religion is the best, and all these other religions are full of shit. And then he realizes you break it down, it's really quite similar, all the religions of the world. So I don't think we were mature enough to understand the concept of religion as human beings.
Well, we did long before it existed.
Right. Yeah, so, before we put labels on and decided we needed to describe it in a human experience. That's where we went wrong and built our temples and
okay.
Yeah.
Let's get back to where do we go wrong?
Yes.
Okay. Let's go good, bad. Good, bad. We won't get it the devil, God, blah, blah, blah. Okay. We'll say good, bad.
Okay.
Bad people came along, and there's always bad people, and they want to control and they want power. There's nothing more seductive than power and control. You see it now with governors. They pretend they're for the people, but that's all. They're not driven by anything good. They're not driven, we're going to protect you. No, they're not. You already have your own protection. What they're doing is controlling and using power. And they get off on it.
Yeah.
And they're not happy there. They already got their eye on the bigger prize and the bigger prize. And when you live in that existence, you will do anything. Because I lived it. We all live it.
Right.
Vanity, power, self-righteousness.
Yep.
You will sell your soul. You will commit that crime. You will do everything that you morally stand for. You will throw your morality in the garbage.
Right.
so you can gain that extra power, self-righteousness, and you will sell everyone's soul. You will slice the throat right in front of you, maybe not literally, but you'll slice it, watch them bleed out, and keep on moving. I've lived this a billion times. I've got a million examples of it. So
I lived that too. I just want to jump in. And
of course you have.
And thank God.
And you still do.
Not as much though, man. I'm a bit more woke, as the kids say. I don't chase ego anymore. I don't chase money anymore. I don't chase fame anymore. I chase
so
love.
Along this line,
I chase love. I chase the fun of doing something. And all those
living in the now.
Oh my God, living in the now, absolutely.
We've been purposely exposed at knowing we were going to get addicted to this lifestyle. Everyone's addicted.
Right.
Get more, get a nicer car, dress better, get a bigger house, get a better this, get a bigger this, get a better that, go on bigger vacations, go on nicer places. We fear living a simple life. What is a simple life? I get by. I'm not poor. I'm not. And if you go from the beginning of time, somewhere along the line, you're sitting there and you're eating bugs and shit.
Yeah.
And or looking at each other, and you make it, and then someone's like, "Hey, don't you wanna dress like me? Look at what we got all this," and then they start pouncing them and killing them, and like, all right, so take the rest of them and wound them up and teach them how to read this book, and here's the new society. Here's how you live, and this is how you got to do it.
Yep.
And they figured out how to control masses over and over on the whole worldwide thing, and that's why I don't live in fear. I mean, we don't know what our destination is, but you're not going to tell me a virus is going around killing everyone, because it's not.
Yeah, I want to get to that, but a couple things in there. So, what do you think is the biggest human flaw that made all this go wrong, where we started chasing the wrong things with our lives?
Not thinking.
We
don't think.
And why is that? Because society was set up in such a way that we just didn't have time to think, because we had to worry.
We've been purposely oversaturated. Yeah. Purposely. I mean, think about it. What better way to divide and conquer?
Yeah.
All right. So first it was, okay. I mean, you keep going back in time, but if you want to take more, during the mid 2000s, you started seeing CNN and all this at airports.
Yeah.
Why should we have to sit at a gate waiting for a flight, go to wherever you're going, and now I am forced to watch the news? Nobody had a problem with that.
Yeah.
Everyone just thought that was normal.
Yeah.
If you go to and then it was in stores, and then it was in the bagel store, and then it's all over the place. Why are you forced to watch the news? That's an agenda. Then from there, you're infiltrated 20. Oh, here's cell phones. Everyone get a phone. So now we can pop in your face 24/7. Oh, you got 100 channels. Now we can get you through the 100 channels. We are all purposely infiltrated 24/7 to distract you from turning it all off. The worst nightmare is for them. Oh my God, everyone unplugged and everyone's talking to each other and they're figuring shit out.
Yeah. So
that is the worst nightmare for people in control.
Right. And I wanted to answer another question there. I'm at peace and I'm the happiest living in the moment. Now, look, I had a great career, made a lot of money.
I understand.
Pretty much
I feel the same way.
Pretty much don't have to work anymore. All that. Got to see and do some incredible things when I was at the top of my career. But I am happiest when I'm on a beach fishing by myself with nothing on, not even music that I like, or later in the day when everyone's settling down and there's no wind and the sun's going down, the sky is beautiful with all those colors, and we decide to have a fire on the beach. And you're completely in the moment. You're not thinking of CNN or the coronavirus or Fox or the Tiger King or who did you bad in radio. You're just like, this is it. And I wish more people would understand when they are in that moment, when they know it's just the circumstances are just simply perfect all around them. If they would just relax, take a breath, and enjoy that and realize that's what life is about right there, that you don't need anything else than that moment. And you could build those moments throughout the day, but we just can't do that as a society. And the other thing
we can.
I like to have some hope that we can, and certainly,
we can, and we are.
The one thing I'm finding, which is fascinating, we could discuss the coronavirus, which is real and not, but the fact remains that we're all stuck in our houses for the most part, right?
Yeah.
And we're just all freaked out, and we just want our old lives back. We're stuck with our true selves, which basically is what you are when you take away all the labels. And when people are stuck with their true selves, they don't like what they see. They don't like it. My whole thing today, as I talk to you, is like, just settle into being with your true self and see what that brings out in you. It's much more satisfying than that mundane 9-to-5 job that obviously, a lot of us need because we got to pay our bills and stuff. That's not where your happiness is going to come from in the end.
Well, you said something, we're afraid of it. I don't think so. I think more people are starting to get in tune with it.
Yeah.
Rather than going the opposite way.
Yeah.
And the ones that are not are still either zombified, what I call zombified. They're still, they said this and they said that. And they said, okay. And living in the moment, I can give you a billion moments in my life.
Yeah.
I'm going to say less than 1% of them is career driven.
Of course.
And I can honestly say, if I'm like you and I'm fishing, or I'm on the water, or I'm taking a hike, or I'm up in the mountains, I never, ever have flashes of my career. I only have flashes of moments with my father, with my daughters, with my wife, things we achieved, little things that made me laugh.
Yeah.
Those are so powerful.
Yes.
And you know what? During these times, you know how many people have taken that, I've been dying to call so-and-so. Yeah. I've been dying to see so-and-so. I've been dying to do this. I've been dying to start a garden. I've been dying to create this little thing that I've said I was going to create 1,000,000 times. And that is the good thing. And also, I think what you're going to see out of this is not only people waking up, because you are seeing them wake up.
Yeah.
You're going to see a new way of governing people, where we are going to realize it is we the people. There's millions of us, and you got 40, 50 jerk-offs trying to control everyone. And those 40, 50 jerk-offs are controlled by 100 jerk-offs. There's billions of us. And the more and more you see the ants showing up, just like the Ant movie, the more intense they're going to get. But it's just like passing the cop. When you're on the highway, and everyone's afraid to pass the state trooper. You go, oh shoot, but he's only going like 55, and then one guy goes, oh screw it, I'm passing him, and then the flood goes, let's pass this guy, get pulls all over. You're right. I really think we're that. We're very extremely close to there. Extremely.
I
close.
hope so, because you're so right. There's so many.
I know so.
There's so many of us, and there's only
40.
There's only 40 or 50 people in our way, and we're still like, oh well, I guess I gotta just do what they tell me.
When you hear when you hear the chick for that, and you know what, people like taking orders. There are people that like taking orders. There's people that like to get their golden star, and there's people that like to think they're part of the law, even though they're not. And that's fine. That's fine. But they're going to be overwhelmed by the ones that don't live that way anymore, and it's already happening. I've done it. We've done it in these small little towns. We're out in the street. People come by. They're videotaping us. And we literally look at them and crack up. We're not wearing our mask. And you know what, Ope? Let me put some things in perspective. And again, we're not poo-pooing the people that have passed away. The amount of people that passed away, let's not kid ourselves. It's not a majority that should close the world. There's something deeper going on here.
Yeah.
Whether you believe it or not. And that's fine. You can believe it and you don't believe it.
It's so funny because people probably listening to this podcast right now, they're like, oh, you're talking about the Democrats. They're the ones that are.
Well, it is a little.
It's both sides. I wish people would understand. They want us fighting with each other. On Facebook, you see families breaking up and friendships breaking up because they believe in Trump and you don't, or vice versa. I don't care. You know what I mean? And I sit there and I go, what are you doing? Your life is not getting much better just because you support or don't support Donald Trump. It's a much bigger issue than that. It should be all of us against them.
Love is blind.
Yeah.
But you know what else is blind and worse?
Yeah.
Hate.
Yes.
Hate.
Yes.
Now, you know, I've never said I'm voting for I don't vote.
Right.
I don't follow politics. But when I stand way over here on the mountain looking down,
yeah.
Now what happens is the people that hate Trump, and you have your right to hate.
Yeah.
But you are blinded so badly by hate.
Yeah.
You're willing to sacrifice your morals and your thought process for not what's good for humanity, but just your hatred to go after him. And that is also, what people got to be extremely careful of, that is another mind manipulation. They are manipulating you to hate so they can get away with what they're going to do to enslave you in another way, which is exactly what they're doing. I had a woman walk down the street the other day, bro. I'm sorry.
No, go. Keep going.
And she goes, and I'm sorry for everyone out there that label themselves. She comes up and, she starts talking election. I went, oh, God.
Right.
It's a beautiful day out. Is this where you're going?
Right.
And she's very smart and comes from a very prestigious school. And in one sentence, I know two people, I can honestly say. One guy I go to Mets fantasy camp with.
Yeah.
And in one sentence, they both said the same thing. They dropped the word smart many times.
Yeah.
They dropped the word racist. They said they're democratic.
Yeah.
And I said, well, let me ask you something. Why would you commit your life to a political party in general? Well, because of and I said, well, what exactly are the beliefs? Well, I think, and then I said, okay, well, let me ask you this. And she's like, can I try? I said, listen, I don't follow politics, but something that really disturbed me was this Nancy Pelosi woman on a talk show showing her chocolate ice cream.
Yeah.
That would have been great if we weren't in the middle of this.
Right, of course.
I wouldn't have had a process. Oh, wow, check out this lady.
Of course.
But if you think this person gives one slither of a rat's ass of your humanity, your parent that died in a nursing home that you could not see, your job that you are losing, anything about your child that is suffering, if you honestly think this person cares about you, they would be doing everything in their power not to be on TV, showing the $1 million home and showing you what kind of ice cream she eats every night.
Yeah.
You don't think that is fucked up? Pardon my French.
Yeah.
I don't. It's disturbing, and the person could not get past that only because A, I hate Trump, and B, I belong to my party.
Right.
So your party is right all the time, and a Republican Party is right your party.
Yeah.
All your party does is teach you how to hate the other party and always try to prove your party's right. And if you can't, it's no different than joining a freaking fraternity.
Of course.
Our fraternity's better because we drink this. You know what that means?
Yeah.
You are weak and not confident in your own. You need a group.
Well, you're talking
agree with you.
Yeah, you're talking about tribalism, and politics is no better than following your favorite sports team.
Yes, same thing. We're Mets fans. When Familia beat his wife.
Yeah.
And Jose Reyes.
Yeah.
Beat his wife.
Yeah.
If it was another team, I'm like, dude, he's an animal. Of course you tease him. But when they were on our team, I went out of my way And I am guilty of it going, he has a drink. She probably was getting lippy with him and things, they're from a different country. And I went, oh my God, listen to me.
Yeah.
Listen to me. If this was my brother, if this is my family member, I went over and beat the shit out of him.
Right.
But because it was my team that I blindly follow.
Yeah.
Blindly follow.
Preach, brother.
I was looking for some way out to go, he said he was sorry. And I found myself going, Breuer, if that was my sister that got beat, would you be feeling that way?
Right.
And how would you feel if some jackass was going, well, maybe your sister deserved it? Like, are you fucking kidding me? That's how we blindly follow your political party, your news channel. You are blindly following. And you know what? Those wolves are eating one sheep at it. They're just feasting on everybody.
And, and in the process, you're throwing your own family members to the wolves. When when they should be the most important people in your life. Who gives a fuck if there's people in your family that support Trump and you don't? You should at least all get along as a family and not throw your own family members to the wolves over Trump. Are you kidding me? It's all about tribalism, and I think most people get more out of their sports team winning a championship than their party winning an election.
Oh, without a doubt. Without a doubt, it's pure madness. But
and the Nancy Pelosi thing I loved, and I just want to add this to that. I can't think of one politician that I actually trust and believe in. Not one on either side. I'll say this: I'm entertained by Trump. I love watching his press conferences because it's such a ridiculous circus. Him just taking on everybody and just being a dick. In plain sight. I love it, but I don't. But I don't support the guy. I don't believe in the guy. I'm not gonna waste my life trying to convince people that Trump's the way. I mean, that's just ridiculous.
Well, I will say this. This is the one thing that got my attention, and it comes down again to common sense. When he was up, running for the president, and I would say, tell everyone, go, man, the book's already written. Clinton is already in. It's just a show. It's a setup. Blah blah blah.
Yeah.
I was convinced Hillary is it no matter what. It's the first female president, and all the chicks get to walk around with their new shirts. Yeah, women's rights, and whatever.
Right.
They get to have their rah-rah team. And I have friends that I grew up with that I trust with my life, and they go, man, Trump. I'm voting for Trump, and I go, dude, you're taking a reality star.
Yeah.
He's more than a reality star.
Yeah.
And I go, do me a favor. Just explain to me why. And they all said the same thing. Jim, I watch his debates, and everybody's paid off. They can't pay him off.
Yeah.
I believe what he's saying. He can't be paid off. He can't be greased. He's not a politician. He says it the way it is.
Yeah.
And they would say the same thing to me. Would you rather have that's a very, quote, presidential? Would you like the salesman that's good looking and sells you a jalopy time after time after time after time and knows how to con you? Or you want the guy that's a little harsh, but he just says it the way it is. And I went, all right, I get it. I get it. So when he won, all my dearest friends were excited and blah, blah, blah. And then what I noticed right off the bat was the onslaught of trying to take, onslaught. And some of the key things that made me extremely angry. He's racist. His followers are racist. And when you start attacking followers and lumping them into certain words, now you're the problem because you didn't speak to some of my friends. You don't know what their lives are. You don't know how they risk their lives in certain jobs they have. You don't know what they've been through in life. And if you're going to lump them into your big persona, well, now I got a problem with you. And I now realize you're not a very open-minded person, but you're the one pointing the finger nonstop. And it became a big finger-pointing thing. And then when I really started paying attention was how hard they try to get him out.
Right.
And that's the first time I was like, what the hell is going on here? What the hell is going on? Racism and sexism and the women's march and this and that. And I went, what the hell is going on? And then my common sense told me he knows something about the other side. And you and I both know, I believed all the president, I fell for the whole politics when I was a little younger, and I'd read books on both sides, and I was into Clinton because he was the MTV generation and blah, blah. And then when I saw him and Bush and all them hanging out, I went, now, wait a minute.
Yes.
Wait a minute. And we're talking about 15 years ago, 10 years ago, and I saw them all hanging out together. I went, oh my God.
Yeah.
This is professional wrestling.
Yes.
They trick us.
Yes.
And they get together and they plan this whole freaking stunt.
Yes.
Oh my God. And that's when I tapped out. But I'm going to be brutally honest with you.
Yeah.
And I don't care if people get angry.
Go ahead.
When I started watching here, they're trying too hard. The people that shout out like that, my daughter would come home from school like, this one's a jerk and this one blah, 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 blah. And the first question I always ask, what did you do? Because we immediately want to defend the ones we love and defend our team and defend our political agenda and defend our sports. That's our first, and because that's my team. You don't insult you don't come after my. What did you do to cause that person not to like how did this come about? Well, they call me a jerk and they call me. Why did they call you a jerk? Did you do something?
Right.
Nobody ever asked that.
Right.
Nobody ever asked that. So what I started noticing was, man, the other side is screaming a little too loud on a consistent basis. And I thought, I'd go with my in-laws and I go wherever and it's talk about, he's Russia. And I'm like, oh, dude, he's screwed. He's screwed. They got him and then it didn't happen.
Right.
And when it didn't happen, I'm like, wait a minute. I bet you they were in with Russia.
Yeah.
And that was why they were screaming that. Yeah. It's like screaming, burglar. He's a burglar, even though you're the burglar. And now that this is all starting to change direction, I don't know if it's still one big hilarious festival, but this was my instinct. And I'm starting to go, I'm not saying he's the guy, but I can guarantee you this. When shit started hitting the fan, the one thing that I trusted about him, they started pushing socialism. They started pushing taking guns and guns and guns. And when you talk about taking guns, whether you're for guns or not, you really have to be questioning what your true agenda is and where you're getting your money and why you're getting your money and why you're talking like this.
Yeah.
Now I get it. Now I get it. And to be honest with you, when he said, I will never take your guns away. And when he said, all you governors that close your gun stores, open them up.
Yeah.
Now.
Yeah.
That's when I went, I think this guy has a lot of people's backs, whether you realize it or not.
Yeah.
Because nobody in power would ever tell the people to go grab guns.
Yeah.
To protect your ass. And now that I'm starting to see which states are still holding out, which people really, I just saw a video of the mayor of Chicago use the word, we need to comply with the new world order.
Yeah, that's coming up more and more.
She said it with her own words. So
wow, I got to go find that.
I'll send you the video.
Yeah, please do. You gave me a lot there. I want to back up slightly because just for the laugh, I try to be a free thinker. The older I get, and how you were talking about Trump and Russia, like they got him. I can't tell you how many times I actually looked at my wife, and it's not because I have any vested interest in them getting Trump in the end, but I get sucked in, and I can't tell you how many times I would look at my wife and go, today's the day. They got him. They got him. This is the one. This is the thing. They got him right here. Oh, I know all those other times I said this is the day, but today is the day they got him finally. And then you start scratching your head like, what the hell is going on? Because they're playing in such a way that it looks like he's going to be out of office any day, and it just simply never happens. When I started getting suspicious was the fact that Obama kept his mouth shut the entire time.
He was real quiet.
And I'm like, why is someone like Obama, who wants to be a leader of the people, which I didn't fully ever believe in, but that's what most people would say, why is a guy like Obama keeping his mouth shut the entire time while Trump is ranting and raving about this and that? And it's almost like the left needs kind of a superhero to sweep in and take on Trump. And Obama just sat there and kept very, very quiet. And they're like, well, that's because, presidents say traditionally they don't they leave the current president alone, and it's always been a thing. And I'm like, well, I don't know. I mean, they're making it sound like if Trump continues to be our president, that the whole country's going to go down. And then the other thing that shows you that a lot of this is bullshit. When Bush left office, and now he hangs out with Clinton, which you mentioned, that guy. Yeah,
continue.
That guy doesn't want anything to do with politics because he understands what it truly is about. So what does he do with his time? He paints. He just paints. He doesn't want anything to do with this crap. Because he pretty much knows it's just one big game, and he's done playing the game.
It's one of the funniest things I've ever saw, and I hate we'll get funny here for a second.
Yeah.
When I saw when does the president talk to everyone? What's that called?
The State of the Union.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't think I ever, and sorry if I piss people off. I belly laughed watching that. I was like, this is the greatest,
of course,
wrestling vent I've ever seen in my life.
Better than WrestleMania.
First of all, he comes in, right? He's strolling in. He's giving little nods, and the crowd's like, half the crowd, boo! Right. We're wearing our white outfits to show him. And then you get the people watching going, yay, we're represented by the white outfits. And whatever the hell they were wearing.
Yeah.
And, Pelosi's behind her and goes in. He doesn't shake her. I was like, oh, my God, this is going to be epic.
Yes.
And one thing after the other, this truly is either the greatest script in history and we're all suckers, or there's a deeper thing going on, and I'll use the word war. And he's showing how much he can rile his troops up way more than you can ever imagine.
Yeah.
And he goes, when he did this is what I couldn't believe. Right? He gets up there, he does the no shaking hand, which I just laughed my ass off.
Yeah.
And he goes like this, some of these people like letting illegal immigrants in their state and committing crimes.
Right.
Like rape and murder.
Yeah.
And then they let them go.
Right.
You don't believe me? Let me show you a victim. Stand up, Section 301. The guy stands up. My brother was killed, and he's got tears coming down his eyes, and he goes, so do people like you and the victims of people that come in here from the sanctuary states, I say to you, you now have a right to sue this bitch behind me. You and I'm not done. Right. It was one after the other, but you can't deny the fact of what that would, and and then her trying to rip up the thing behind her, like, come on, man.
Ripping up the speech.
Are we really this stupid?
Yeah.
Are we really this stupid?
Yeah.
I think we are.
Well, that's why I get so entertained by Trump, because during that whole thing too, he gives Rush Limbaugh the Medal of Freedom.
Oh my God!
Just making a complete mockery of what the Medal of Freedom stands for, and they all just sat there and took it. Which goes to my next point. I think the people certainly are being controlled, a little mind control happening. And I believe it also happens with the politicians. They know in their own heads how far they truly could go. If they go any further, they're going to be the ones that are ostracized and they're out of their cushy careers.
But people buy it. Yeah. That is what I'm saying. Yeah. Our minds have been criminalized by these agendas for too long. And the only way to fight it is to turn it off. Period.
I turn it off more and more, man, to be completely honest with you, because this started with what channels do you watch? I just want you to know, I watch from a different headspace. I'm not sitting there on the edge of my seat like, oh my God, it's more just for pure entertainment at this point. And I'm like, I cannot believe that these news outlets are getting away with what they get away with. How does all this relate to the coronavirus? What's the end game with the coronavirus? And to also maybe give us some hope as a society from Jim Breuer.
Well, I don't think it's coronavirus. I think it is a war of the minds, and it's a war of humanity waking up. And it's either you're going to wake up or you're just going to be orderly and listen to everything you're told.
Yeah.
And if you are, that's okay. But what you got to realize is, for those people have to realize, the ones that are now free thinkers, the ones that have finally woke up and finally are not listening to everything they see and not believing everything, you need to stay clear of the free thinkers. Because they're the ones that are constantly trying to enforce their views, their ways on everyone else.
Right.
They need to stay clear, and that will be loud and clear. You stay out of the way.
Right.
You can live that way the rest of your life. And that is a great thing for humanity. We're meant to be good. When you see someone hurting, your natural reaction is to help them.
Right.
Your natural reaction is to run to their aid and lift them up and join us together. We've been separated for so long to, hey, go out, be all you can be, and you live over there, and you're better than your brother, and you know what? You deserved all this, and if this one worked harder, they would have been this. And we've been trained and manipulated not to care for one another, not to keep our parents in the house because we're too busy. And quite frankly, it's just, I don't have the time for that. And I don't have the time for that. Our families have been ripped apart.
Mm-hmm.
Ripped apart for too long.
Right.
They've taught us how to debate. They taught us how to hate. They taught us this is your right. And no, we all have rights. Or do we? If you get rid of the word right, we're all humans in a natural world. We got to get back to true nature, and we are.
Yeah.
And what that is, get rid of the agendas, all for one, one for all.
Right.
And that is where we're going. And if you're not in that stance, get out of the way.
Right.
You want to stay political? Get the fuck out of the way.
Yeah.
Because you are nothing but, to me, you're zombified.
Right.
So until you're able to think like a real human being, please don't bring yourself to the table. Damn. And I pray for you, and I wish you the best, and I really, really want you to feel the love and the power that I feel and the free thinkers are feeling. I begged that for humanity for the longest time in my life. Nonstop. I wake up every day open. I go, please, God, please, whatever exists. Mother Nature, Father God, whatever, please enlighten these people. Get them to wake up to realize life's essentials is so much more giving, loving, and powerful than what we're just putting ourselves into this demonic, and I will say demonic. Yeah. It is nothing less of demonic of what they're doing to our civilization.
Yeah.
Let's fight them. Let's push back to them. Let's turn them off and make them powerless. Fear is powerful. Right now, it is time for the fearless to rise.
I like it. I like it a lot. You know what song I thought of the entire time we were doing this podcast today?
Tell me what it is.
Killing in the Name. Rage Against the Machine.
Did you listen to me? Did you,
now you do what they told you. Now you do what they told you.
And you're under control.
Right.
And you're under control.
Right. Now you
Fuck
do what
you,
they
I
told
won't do what they told me. Fuck you, I won't do what they told me. Fuck you, I won't do what they told me.
And then you
Dude,
know,
I went from that. Yeah. I went from that to and justice for all. Justice is gone. Justice is raped. Justice is done.
And Rage Against the Machine, he gets so fired up by screaming, "Now you do what they told you." That song pretty much ends with "Motherfucker."
Dude, did you see my post like 2 weeks ago?
No, I did not. No, what?
Wait a minute. If you go on my Instagram or Facebook,
yeah,
I posted. I'll tell you when I posted that.
Yeah,
and I'm playing it loud down the street.
Yeah.
And what's really funny is you see people's reactions.
Yeah.
And they either hold on a second. Here we go.
All right, go ahead.
Big black screen, killing in the name --live prophets of rage.
Oh, beautiful.
And then the next page, I posted just the lyrics. Now you do what they told you. Now you're under control. Yeah. And you do what they told you. And you're under control. So here's the best. The comments are the best. There's like 400 foot comments. The comments are the best. You know, one person will go, you know, they were communist. Okay, you get that shit. Right. You know, they this. And then you get this. Dude, I see exactly what you're doing, bro.
I love him.
And that's the person I want to hang out with.
Of course. I love the people that get it. I mean, the outro is where you get the hope in Killing in the Name, because it over and over again, they go, fuck you, I won't do what you tell me. They say that like 16 times.
Oh, exactly.
Then scream, motherfucker.
And when you see it, and I said, when we're free, what a great song to play live. Fuck you. You to have thousands of people going, fuck you, I won't do what they told you. Fuck you.
Oh, God. That's one of those songs that my adrenaline goes through the roof.
Oh, me too. I went nutso.
And the riff. Nuts. And the riff, the guitar playing on that is just simply amazing. But
I'm with you.
This was wonderful, stuff. Breuer. This was wonderful.
Yeah, this is fun.
You are, this is fun. But you are staying safe. The family's good. How's Dee?
Yeah.
Everyone's good?
Dee's amazing. We went to Philadelphia. She's had her stuff, and she's doing great with the cancer, and everyone... You know, one kid listens to the rules and yells at daddy for going out every day.
You're right.
And everyone else is cool. But
that's great.
You know, living life, waiting for the world to wake up, and praying that we all just find that gorgeous light within to shine out and on to others. That's what I'm praying for, Hope. That's all I want.
I hear you. The Beatles said it best. All you need is love, brother.
All you need is love. All together now. All you need is love. Love is all you need. But
the band hated each other, so you know, what do they know?
That's all right. Even with hate, they found love.
Oh, I like that.
All right. Bing bang boom. All right, brother, you be good.
You too. I gotta go fish.
All right, me too.
All right, this was fun. Stay in touch, you bitch.
I will, whorefreth. Bye.
Killing in the name of ba 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 ba. Killing in the name of ba 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 ba. Oh, that was fun. Boo 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 boo. Opie Radio. Boo 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 boo. Boom 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 boom. Boo 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 boo. Boo 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 boo.